Hello, everybody, and welcome to Woot Woot Let's Kahoot, the explainer video. Kahoot is a really popular quiz platform in education right now. It's ideal for conducting checks for understanding and formative assessments because, hey, it's not just fun and engaging for your students, but it also allows the teacher to collect immediate feedback data that can be used for adjusting lessons and curriculum. So Kahoot is a great resource if you're trying to figure out if your students need reteaching or just additional practice, or if they're ready to move on. If you're a teacher, you already know that CFUs and FAs are great for helping students work towards mastery and helping teachers adapt their instruction to facilitate it. One nice thing about Kahoot is that you don't have to be tied to a computer. And so it can interface with phones, tablets, as well as more traditional technology like laptops and PCs. And that is awesome because if you have access issues at your site, chances are your students may still have devices that allow them to participate. So if you Google Kahoot, this is the page that you're going to land on. It can be used for lots of reasons. You can see up here it has schools, businesses. I could see this also being really fun for social activities like baby showers and bridal showers. But we're going to go over here and going to create our account. So click on the green box that says sign up. Now Kahoot is really nice because it interfaces with a lot of Google products. So a lot of us teachers work with Google Apps for Education, and you can sign in through that account, and then it will streamline your data to go into your Google Drive account. So that might be something to consider as you're creating your account. Then it will land you on a page like this, showing you all kinds of Kahoots that other teachers or people have made. This is a nice feature because if you get to the end of class and for some reason this class went so much faster than the other one and you don't have something for those last 5 minutes, you can pull up one of these Kahoots, have your students pull out their phones or whatever devices, and you can fill that time in an educational way that also gives you some good feedback data. But we're going to focus on how to make our own Kahoot for today. As you can see, there are a few different things you can do with Kahoot. Most of those are newer features. We're just going to look at quizzes for today. And once we click on the quiz icon, it will take you to a cover page or title page for your Kahoot. That's where you're going to put in the name for your whole assessment. You can put hashtag descriptors, and that's a great way for other people to find your Kahoot if you're open to kind of paying it forward and letting other teachers have that option. You got a lot of user preferences down here. And as you can see, one of the fun things about Kahoot is that it allows you to embed images and videos. So I've got an image of Miranda watching the shipwreck that begins The Tempest by Shakespeare. I've also got down here the trailer to the Royal Shakespeare Company's production at the Globe Theatre. And we'll see an image of that a little bit later on. But that's just a fun way to liven up your Kahoot. Once you create your title page, you're going to be directed to your first question. You type in your question. I've got, why does Prospero create a tempest? You're going to adjust your time limit based on your students' ages and achievement levels. And then you're going to put in your answer responses. Okay, to hide his location, to punish his enemies, to end the drought, to show off his powers. And then I'm going to show you kind of a little bit further on the same slide. I've gone in and done a couple of things to personalize it. So I added a video or an image to visually contextualize my question for my students. I've also indicated the correct answer. You can choose one, multiple, or all of the answer responses. And then that way Kahoot can automatically grade the results for you. After you create a question, it will redirect you to this dashboard page. You can see the icon for my Tempest Kahoot, you can also see the question that we just barely created. And every time that I create a question, it will take me back here so I can kind of have a bird's eye view of what I've made and see if I need to change up the order of my questions, make sure that they're formatted in a similar way, make sure that they're worded clearly. So I'm going to go ahead and publish my one question Kahoot. And you can see there's lots of options to do it. One way that teachers often use is to copy the link and embed it in their class website or into Google Classroom. However, as you're going to see in a little bit, that's not necessary. Just a fun and easy way to speed up the access. Okay, and then this is my overall dashboard, and you can see some of the Kahoots that I've created, the Tempest, literary terms, Fahrenheit 451, Lord of the Flies, etc. And not only do I have a personal repository of these, but based on the selections that I've made, other teachers can also do a search for these and use or reuse some of my questions. So now we're going to go to the view for when we actually play Kahoot. If you have enough devices for each student, you're going to do player to player. And I personally think that's the best one because that's where you're going to get your best data from. If you have access issues and you have to go with team players, that's fine. The kids are still going to enjoy it. Maybe not as data rich, but you might be able to get anecdotal evidence. And then from there, you're going to open up a login page, and you need to project this on your screen for the students to see. And really all they need to be able to play is the app and then this game pin. Every game has a unique pin at a unique time. So if I were to go back to this game in an hour, it would have a different pin. As students log in, their names are going to pop up in this area. Now, if you remember from a little bit before, I put in the trailer video to the Royal Shakespeare's production. So if we were watching this live, we would actually be seeing that trailer here, and it would loop until I decided that all of my students had logged in and told it to advance. Okay, now the questions are going to pop up on your screen, not the kids' screen. So you do need to have these projected. You might want to read them to the students to make sure that everybody can both see and hear them. We've got our first question there. Why does Prospero create a tempest? It will count down about 10 seconds. And then again, my screen is going to show the image and the responses. The kids' screens are just going to show 4 boxes of these different colors. So a red triangle, a yellow circle, for example, and they'll be clicking on that to give their answer. Okay, so again, over here, it will add up the answers. Over here, it will count down the seconds remaining for them to answer. The correct answer is to punish his enemies. And those that select the correct question will end up on the leaderboard. Now, they earn points in 2 ways, both through accuracy of response and through speed of response. And then at the end, Kahoot will generate those points into an awards ceremony, a podium of gold, silver, and bronze. And you can give out something like a free pencil or something. Kids are really crazy about how much they love this game, even with dorky little prizes like that. So you can see that after creating this Kahoot, I went in and played it against myself, and I was able to win against myself. Wow, exciting. So maybe not super thrilling for us, but the kids get into it, even high school kids. So from there, don't log out after the game is done because there's another powerful piece for you teachers. You're going to click on Save Results, and you can download it as a CSV file to something like Excel, or you can save it to Drive. Again, that's why you would want to log in with your Google account if you have one, because it will automatically streamline that process for you. So you can see here's an example of a literary term Kahoot that I did with my students a while ago. And it shows you their names, whether they got certain questions correct or incorrect, what the questions were, what % of the students got the questions correct or incorrect. And it really helps you with doing some deep but fast and easy data analysis. So in summary, some of the pros to Kahoot is that it's super easy to create and play. The kids love it. It's fun and competitive. It works across a multitude of devices so that if you have access issues on PCs and such, you can still have your students participate. It's a great tool for checks for understanding and formative assessments